Good day. It is another interactive session today in grammar, and the topic is question tags. And you say the topic again, question tags. Great. Can you say the lesson objectives with me? One is to explain question tags, discuss formation of question tags, then form question tags and provide responses. Say them again. Explain question tags, discuss formation of question tags, then form question tags and provide responses. Let us begin this way. Provide question tags to these statements or main clauses. Provide question tags to these statements or main clauses. One of them is we ate the food. We ate the food. The next is we traveled during holidays. We traveled during holidays. Provide tags to them to make them questions. Did you think this way? Number one, we ate the food, didn't we? Why have you selected didn't we? Because the sentence is actually in the simple past tense and it contains the main verb ate, but there is no auxiliary. So when there is no auxiliary, you use didn't or did based on the tag being negative or positive, and here it is negative. We ate the food, didn't we? In the second sentence, we traveled during holidays. We traveled during holidays. The tense is simple present tense. It talks about a habitual occurrence. So we traveled during the holidays. The main verb is travel. There's no auxiliary. Because of that, we use don't, because the tag is in the negative form. We traveled during holidays, don't we? Meaning of a question tag. What is a question tag? A question tag is an interrogative fragment added to a statement, request or command. It turns the statement into a question. What I mean is simply that a question tag is simply a word or some words that you add after a statement or a request or command or an invitation so that you will turn it into a question. Formation of question tags. Formation of question tags. How are they formed? There are rules you must know. Know that a negative statement takes a positive tag. When you construct a sentence and it has not, it kicks against a fact or an opinion. Know that it is a negative form. It has not. So it must have a positive tag. While a positive statement takes a negative tag. If you construct a sentence and it agrees, it affirms to an opinion, then it attracts a negative tag. And we say the rule, a negative statement takes a positive tag, while a positive statement takes a negative tag. For example, if you say Danny has gone to the shop, is the statement negative or positive? It is positive because it doesn't have not. Danny has gone to the shop. That is why the tag there is hasn't from this, actually from this. Positive tag giving you a negative tag, hasn't he? Danny has gone to the shop, hasn't he? The next one, Danny hasn't gone to the shop. In this sentence, you see that hasn't he has made the sentence negative, and that is why the tag here is has, begins with has, is introduced by has, then the subject following. Has he? And we say the two sentences again. Danny has gone to the shop. Now the tag, hasn't he? B. Danny hasn't gone to the shop. Has he? That's great. Let's go on. Next, introduce the tag with the main verb or auxiliary verb from the statement before adding the subject. What have I said? That you introduce the tag. Open your tag with the auxiliary or main verb from the statement, from the main clause before you add the subject. And these are your auxiliary verbs, helping verbs. Could, can, will, would, might, wouldn't. Wouldn't is in the negative, but the others are in the positive. So you can have negative or positive. Look at this example. We don't like pizza. We don't like pizza. Do we? This don't is the main verb here in the negative form. And what you have here, it is being turned into a positive form. We don't like pizza. Do we? Again, if the given statement does not contain an auxiliary verb, the tag is formed considering do, does or did based on the tense of the sentence. Is it present? Is it past? At the same time, you consider the subject. Whatever said that if the given statement does not contain auxiliary verb, the tag is formed considering the tense, and because of that, you can use do, does, or did based on the tense. At the same time, you consider the subject. Look at these sentences. I visited them yesterday. Didn't I? Didn't I refers back to this because of the tense, didn't I, and the I because of the subject. Look at number 2. She visits them, doesn't she? This does can actually represent the tense because it's talking about something done from time to time, or something done as a habit, or let me put it that way. It is actually in the simple present. So doesn't she matches she. If you say don't, don't cannot go with she. So you consider the tense, consider the subject. Number C, they visit her. Don't they? These don't cannot be used for she, but it can be used for they. Take note of this. How do you answer questions after a tag? How do you answer questions after a tag? In answering questions after a tag, the tense from the tag determines the verb to use for the answer. What I said, when you answer a question after a question tag, the tense from that tag determines the verb to use for the answer. Look at this. He teaches us. Doesn't he? What is the tense from the tag? Doesn't. That is why the answer is yes, he does. Although you are using the positive form because here you see it negative. You see it in a negative form. Number 2. He told us. Didn't he? Yes, he did. This did actually refers back to this. Didn't as a negative form. I was there. Wasn't I? No, you weren't. Now, you actually has went because wasn't is used for I and weren't is used for you. Take note of this. More on forming tags. You will have there is, there will be, there are in constructions that show existence. There is, there are, there will be. There, this word there acts as a subject of a question tag too. What I said. When you want to express existence to show that something exists, you use there is, there are, there will be. And when you use that, know that the subject will still be there. There acts as the subject of the question tag too. Take note. Look at this. There are 2 cars in the roof. And there, and there, and there. Aren't there 2 cars in the roof? The next, there wasn't a lion in the park. Was there? Was there a lion? Thank you. You're not referring to the lion, you are talking about the existence. Stay on formation of tags. Question tags. Question tags in imperatives and invitations. How are they formed? You know imperatives, commands. You know invitations. Appeals you make to someone. So I know your invitation will do what you want. So after an imperative, that is a command, we use will you, always affirmative. You expect the person to say yes. We can consider will you as an equivalent to please. When you use will you, it is just like you are saying please, or more or less other words you can use. I take it again. That in the aspect of imperatives and invitations, we use will you always in the affirmative because we expect the person to say yes. We can consider will you as an equivalent to please. Open the door. Will you? Instead of, because you can't expect the person to say, you can't ask the person, won't you? Don't smoke in this room. Will you? Come to my party. Will you? Take note. Still on formation of question tags. After a sentence with let's, when you begin a sentence with let's, we use shall we. Look at this. Let's go out for a walk. Shall we? Let's study tomorrow morning. Shall we? Don't waste time when you're making a suggestion. After a sentence with let's, we use shall we. Shall we? Read the sentences. Let's go out for a walk. Shall we? Let's study tomorrow morning. Shall we? Great. Activity on the topic. Log into the Moodle platform and do the activities on the topic. Moodle platform. Just log in and you saw activities from this.